Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kura Isagami, your resident Tinkerer and Medarotter, and this is the Medarot News Network, bringing you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet fighting robot series. Now this week, as we're rolling into the very final week and finale of the certain scientific railgun collaboration, Medarot and Medarot S are most certainly not holding back any punches with more new content and rewards to earn, but this time with a bot that may not introduce anything new, but as a pure set or even as mixed parts can make himself a very, very nasty ally for anyone that does manage to get lucky to recruit him or any of his parts into your libraries. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into what was announced going forward into this week. A good chunk of it was already kind of hinted at and teased in previous weeks, so a lot of it may or may not be repetitive, but to cover for sake of this week alone, we do still have some pretty fair amounts of new stuff coming in, just for the sake of highlighting what is incoming, so keep you in the know. Starting, of course, with the gacha banners we have this week, we are starting with the very final model that was to be introduced and released in the Scientific Railgun collaboration, and that is TKR-02 Excel 1, with the kit of Shoot, Full Charge, Count-Attack, Ghost Shot, Float Legs, and the leg ability of Continuous P. Now again, he's not producing any new skills or abilities being introduced officially into the game, as Shoot, Full Charge, Count-Attack, and Ghost Shot, and Continuous P we have already seen numerous times already on previous bots all through the game's previous history. But again, by himself, he does produce a very nice amount of synergy to himself to make him a very formidable ally or a very dangerous enemy, depending on which side of the field he is on. Besides him, and in addition to him, we are also seeing a rerun of the Cozy Gamer Girl VTuber and MetaTuber, FJK01 Leah Lila 2, with the kit of Colonel, Tornado, Suction, and Float Legs, and the leg ability of Holy Grace. And just to tie in on that briefly, there is a reason that she is being highlighted this week as well, but I will touch on that in just a moment when that slide does come up. But I'm pretty sure you guys already have a very good idea of what to expect. In addition to these two, we are also getting reruns of KGC0 Evil Rex, the King Cheetah type, with a kit of Hide Bow, Slash, Pile, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Spearhead. And then last but not least, everybody's favorite Full Charge Diva type, IDL-01 Deer Stage, with a kit of Full Charge, Bug, Freeze, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Rush. Now just between these four models alone, all four of them have something very helpful and very, very useful that you can make use of in one way or another. Excel 1, for instance, with Shoot, Full Charge, and Ghost Shot, generally you can never ever go wrong with that kind of combination. Leah 2 with Tornado or even Float Legs with a very useful leg ability as well. Evil Rex if you want good speed and very powerful melee skills to be had at any disposal, especially for the wonderful balance he has between all three of his melee skills. Or even with Deer Stage using Full Charge, which is honestly going to be the one reason anybody's going to go after her, since not only is she also capable of the tune-up feature, which gives her the addition of 2 additional charges instead of just 1, but also Full Charge on females is something that you don't see super often, if at all, which all alone, and that by itself, justifies every reason going after her for anyone that does need the opportunity of Full Charge on teams, whether that be for PvP or anything else of the like. With the fierce battles we have going on this week, it is going to be relatively lower key, but honestly all bots we have not seen for a pretty fair bit of time now, if I'm being completely honest. And spearheading us with the fierce battles is MON02 Kiru Mashura, with a kit of Heel Trap, Double Sword, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Spearhead, much like Evil Rex. Behind him we have his blue-colored twin, MON03 Iru Mashura, with a kit of Repair Plant, Double Free Shot, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Gunman. Then last but not least, kind of the oddball out here, EPI-0 Bone Cracker, with a kit of Heel Trap, Double Sword, Float Legs, and the leg ability of Straight. Now even though none of these three models are producing anything game-breaking or super nasty this week, they are still honestly fantastic all in their own right. Hiru Mashina and Bonecracker for conventional sword means you can use these skills pretty much anywhere with no real drawback or detriment, which makes them wonderful for balance, whether that be you are very early on in the game just collecting parts, or if you are a seasoned veteran looking for things to kind of offset and kind of serve as your filler parts to kind of fill in holes. Hiru Mashina, on the other hand, fantastic for free shot, which even in current competitive PvP is still fantastic for that very reason alone. And it's for that reason specifically I do honestly have to rate Hiru and Hiru Mashina as the MVPs of the week to farm for. That's not to say that Bonecracker has anything that holds him back, as he is still very handy for his basic swords as well, but that being said, you could honestly farm for either three of them and not really go wrong either way, as they are all three fantastic skills you can never go wrong with using. None of them are heavy, which means you have ultimate flexibility and freedom to use them wherever you please if you need to fill in holes or if you're just trying to collect parts to fill in the library. Now, with the event itself, we are not getting any new Medarots, as in previous weeks 1 and 2, we have already gotten all of the SR rank ones to be collected, and naturally they all will be sticking around another week through the tail end of this event. But we are getting the Wave 2 of the Super Invasion collaboration, which means if you haven't already cleared the first one, now's your chance and your reminder to go clear it and go tackle the second one while you're at it. More than likely, it's going to have the same modifiers as the first and, well, any other kind of collaboration Super Invasion that comes around, which is most likely just overclocked enemies, so that means you can go in with your biggest and baddest and strongest teams and just lay waste to everyone in your wake. But, of course, caution be advised, as these models, in particular Queen Honey and Excel 1, are rather nasty foes to be had and to be reckoned with, so definitely exercise a little caution. Definitely bring along some stat cleanse if you are going to pack along anything for Queen Honey specifically, and you should do pretty well. Now, of course, because we are getting Leah 2 this week in the rerun, it was honestly completely expected that, given previous patterns with Shushu 2 and Bun 2, that we are also getting a uniform skin for Leah 2 as well. Now, as previous with the other two skins as well, this skin can be purchased in the convenience store in the Skin Store tab, which doesn't really get a lot of updated stuff to it in recent. Which means that just by participating in the event or pulling in gacha banners, you too can collect this skin to hold on to and enjoy. Now, just as a friendly reminder, we are not actually... buying the skin does not actually give you the model. All it really gives you is just the ability to collect the skin so you can hold on to it. Now, if you do manage to collect Leah 2 in the gacha banner, then you are able to use the skin and fully enjoy it. But until then, unfortunately, it's just going to sit in your library and look pretty for you to look at and observe until you do end up collecting the parts. But, given that they are collab skins, never hurts to collect them all the same just to have on hand. Because more than likely the metatubers will be cycling here and there and everywhere as weeks go on into the near future. With the event itself, this will be Wave 3 of the event with yet another banner, event banner and everything else to go with it, but even more rewards to be had. This time around, in Week 3, you have the ability to earn Medarotter Mio as a collab skin and an R-rank Medarotter to collect and make use of in the collab and permanently going forward. The Orca medal, a third event medal with a mastery in shooting, healing, and defense, with leg masteries in wield, floating, and sea legs. And if I recall correctly, this medal also is yet another one that has a AoE shooting attack as a second Metaforce, which will make it incredibly useful in modern PvP rounds if you want to stay in the competitive. You can also earn a fourth commemorative banner highlighting Excel 1 in this case, and even more rewards such as event tickets and more diamonds that you can use to buy the Leah 2 skin or any other skins you perhaps are missing up to this point. Naturally, these events are moderately easy to obtain and collect. Just simply participate, build participating teams, and just reap in the rewards. With the event itself, this one, much like with the first week, will be milestone based, which means pure sets are encouraged if you are going to maximize your bonuses. For the regular dungeon bonuses, Deer Stage and Evil Rex will highlight the main bonuses at 9% each per part. Cross Messiah at an 8% per part, and the Fierce Battles at 6% per part each, respectively. With Medarotters, it can be the same case. SR versions of Arase, Hisaki, Ibuki, Hotori, or Iku will give you a 15% bonus each, or the R or N rank bonuses will give you a 10% or 5% bonus each respectively. Again, also of the respective Medarotters in this case. Now, as mentioned in the first week, it seems they did kind of delay it on purpose, likely to clean it up a little bit, but we are also getting the boss battle mechanic back with this collab. Now, before you guys start booing and waving and crying and everything, it does look like this one is going to be just a little bit easier to farm this time around, and I think they did learn from the horrendous mistake that was the first trial run of it, with bonuses that are a little easier to obtain, with bots that are not necessarily as direly needed in order to maximize the bonuses. In this case, with the boss battle bonuses, of course, Excel 1 will give you the highest bonus at 15% each per part. The previous 3 models, Mikoto Ace, Monokuro Twin, and Queen Honey, will give you a 9% bonus each, and of course the Metatubers a 6% bonus each. The SR Medarotters, Collab Medarotters, will give you a 20% bonus for the SRs, and a 10% bonus for the R-rank Medarotters. So again, these are kind of rewards that have been kind of cumulative through the last 3 weeks as well, so I want to say that this one's probably going to be just arguably easier and a little more forgiving with what will be earned and how you earn those rewards going forward between the regular dungeon and the boss battles. Of course, this is also highly recommended that you do end up building 2 teams in this case. One for the dungeon, one for the boss battles. And that way you can maximize your bonuses across both of them and earn all the rewards. Because unfortunately, as much as I want to say I was able to power through the first time the boss battle event came around, I unfortunately kind of gave up midway through because it was just way too hard to collect all those bonuses, and I did unfortunately miss out on the medal for it. But I am hoping for a year-end rerun, which will give me the opportunity to collect it again. So again, just to highlight, boss battle mechanics, 2 teams, separate bonuses, but just a little more forgiving based on what I have seen and I'm absorbing thus far. With the event, with the community-wide, we are still always looking for translators to assist us with any endeavors or projects. Right now, Medarot 3 and Medarot 4 are currently the big endeavors going on right now, with Medarot 3 currently nearing close to 70% completion, if not just a little under or over at this point, but we still do have a lot of text in there that needs translated, and Medarot 4 is only still being decompiled, so there is a lot of work that needs to be done on that one. Same can be said for the Medarot Reloaded manga. All chapters have been collected, we just need people to clean and translate them. That being said, if you are knowledgeable in coding or cleaning or Japanese and have some time on your hands, feel free to reach out to me or join us in our Discord below and reach out and ask. We're more than happy to get you in touch with the right people to fill you in on what has been done and what still needs done up to this point. Because we would honestly love to work on other projects such as Medarot 5 or Medarot Navi, or even some of the more modern titles as well, but we need manpower to do it because currently it's only Anwizet and Variant who are currently working on it, so the more hands we have, the easier it is that we can work on other projects and the faster we can complete them. Now with the weekly art highlights here on the MNN, this one I actually found just this morning, no less, by this piece here by Twitter user EatCowl, I do hope I did pronounce that correctly, highlighting a piece that renders Rockman Zero as a Medarot design, but still keeping that Fujioka Kenki design that's been solid through not only the Rockman Zero series, but also with Medarot Navi as well. Wonderful design there, and I think a very true rendition and kind of translation of Zero in this case, and how he would look if they ever did a collab with it. Wonderful, wonderful work, and the one piece I didn't highlight by this user here was just kind of some extra mechanics and sketches that show what it looked like from other angles. This piece here by Twitter user Pikugatu, who I do highlight fairly often in the past and every here and there, highlighting especially when Basalt came out just a number of weeks ago, kind of highlighting, of course, the black tortoise that he is, and highlighting another very well-known meme and running joke that I could see here, highlighting a kart race or a street race, and him using his separated tortoise shells as remote weapons. Kind of the green shell in this case of Mario Kart. And if I were on the track with him, I would not want to be anywhere near Basalt for that very reason, because I do highlight he is probably a crack shot with him. But again, definitely give both of these artists a follow if you'd like to see more art in your feed. You most certainly will not be disappointed. But with all that being said, I do believe that covers everything for this week's episode. So as always, I do appreciate you all for stopping by, just as you always do. If you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook at the Medarots News Network page or the Metabots Forever community on there. You can also join us on Discord in a link provided in the comments below to keep an even closer ear to the ground on the action. This includes any new merchandise, new weekly art, or new fan art, fan translations, my weekly episodes, or just anything to do with Medarot as a whole. That Discord server is going to be the first place you hear it before it goes anywhere else. You can also reach out to me personally on Twitter at IsaGamiKura. So if you have any questions or feedback or comments, or would love to even reach out and say hello, I leave my DMs open on purpose for this very reason. So feel free to stop on in and say hello, and I'll be able to reach out to you or respond when I get the chance. In addition to this, if you are a streamer, YouTuber, or VTuber and would love to collaborate, whether that means having you here with me on my channel or me stopping in on yours, I would absolutely love to collaborate with you and work something out. So reach out to me in those DMs and we can definitely make something happen and coordinate some schedules. Lastly, do also give these wonderful friends of mine in the Medarot community as well a follow at Pt.3 at Pt.3 on Twitter, who does a lot of wonderful musical covers and original covers as well, but also want to highlight the Medarot covers that he has done as well in the past, such as Dark Knight, which is, I believe, is his most recent one, Beat the Diamonds, Do or Die, and even Days of Typhoon, or even Galaxy Combat as well that he's done in the past. Wonderful, wonderful covers and a great bud of mine as well. Most certainly give him a follow for those reasons and much more. And do also give my buddy UC Sachinashi a follow as well, who, much like Dinnick here, also did a pretty fair amount of Medarot BGM covers as well on his YouTube channel, ranging between Do or Die, Beat the Diamonds, the Medarot 5 battle theme, and so on and so forth. Definitely give him a follow as well if you'd like to see more. But with all that being said, again, I do believe that covers everything for this week's episode. So as always, I do appreciate you all for your coverage. Oh, actually, one more thing before I forget. This is the final reminder and announcement that we will be holding the 2023 Summer Ori Meta contest in our Discord server. So we are basically hosting our own fan art, where the top 3 winners will be earning money prize at discretion of the mods, and there is a motive prompt of Summer Fun. So definitely keep in touch in the Discord server and keep an eye out for when those channels go live and the announcement of when the contest begins to keep an even closer ear to the ground on what needs to be done and the rules entailing of it. But with all that being said, this is truly the very end. I do apologize for that. And as always, until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.